name is Notepad Anon, and I write games for fun. You may be wondering, why am I streaming this late at night? And the answer is, I don't know. I don't really know. I'm kind of just winging it. So yeah. Hi, everybody. If you're here. Or maybe you're not. I don't know. I can't control you. Lonely at night again. That's the secret song. That's the big secret. I'm always lonely. This VTuber life isn't a happy one. I grind. I'm on that MT Foxtrot grind set. That, and I always feel a little bit more motivated to do things when I'm streaming, because I feel more focused. What are we doing though? Well, put it simply, this is Trenchfoot. This is my perpetual nightmare. I've been very slowly and steadily putting everything together for this game, and it's done technically. I actually put everything is in the game in at least one way. And right now I just need to do, I guess you would call it the artwork. And I put that in very heavy quotations. Foot fetish game I see, yes. Very hardcore foot fetishism RPGs. Well, it's war game, so if it works, it works. Very slowly and steadily I've been working on things. Some things I'm not entirely proud of looking at, but I did go through a very extensive time of trying to get rid of as many runts as possible. You even see some runts around here. There are a few runts still remaining, because Scribble dabbed on my poor writing skills, so I had Chat GPT help me out with the editing process. You don't use measurements. I do use measurements, in fact. More accurately, I use 2 different kinds of measurements constantly throughout. Technically. This is the correct word. I don't know why it's saying it's wrong. That is how it should be spelled. But genuinely speaking, I need to get everything cleaned up to make things pretty and nice, and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. You may be wondering, what's this page for? This is the big example page. If I go to here and we go... Wonder, do I have this keyed to... Nope, that's the wrong key. There we go. Haha! I've got things keyed correctly. I'm very smart. This is the... We go to the compliance phase. This is the compliance phase section, otherwise known as where I put a bunch of examples of like what they're going to be doing. This was the part that I kind of got a little stuck on because I needed to make it look right. And kind of see here, I used a bunch of kind of like this blocks kind of moving around because I thought like, oh hey, this is a good way of doing things. It really wasn't, but I think it'll work. Yeah, but generally speaking, most things have been transferred over to the main dock. I just need to get all of the main dock aspects finished up, hence why we see a lot of wireframes here. This was a pain in the ass, by the way. It doesn't look great, but I just want to get as much as possible on the sheet. Try Quillbot. I was using Chat GPT. I was using Chat GPT because Quillbot, fun fact, if I hit this button and go to Quillbot, we go here. It's like, oh cool, Quillbot. This is the cool thing. There's a problem here. It was having a fucking stroke. It was having a legitimate stroke throughout the time using Quillbot. It would just like double correct itself. It would put things in kind of weird positions. So I was like, okay, maybe I'm not vibing with this as much. But currently working on the map, as you can see. This is where I'm trying to make sure that everything kind of fits. This is the baseline map. This is actually a town outside of, I believe, Kaliningrad. And generally speaking, I need to make this look nice on this. That's the goal here. Has it been working? Not really. Fun fact, everybody. It has not been. All is not good in the land of milk and honey. Let's just say that. Generally, you might be saying like, "Oh, well, just use this document. Just use this image." That looks a little bit janky because I'm going for like a very specific look. I'm like, "Oh, this looks kind of like ass." So it's like, oh, all right, because I want to go for that old military, kind of like old military, like handbook look. Far easier said than done. So I'm like, okay, this doesn't work. Easy enough to understand, doesn't work. So what do we do with it? I don't know. That's why I've been fucking with it, trying to figure out the ideal way of even making it look. Because like half of me thinks that if I go like if I hit black and white and then do sepia, because if I do this is just basic, a very basic sepia. This looks also a little bit too aggressive. I need to tone it down for the background here. So I'm like, okay, how do I tone this down for the background? So, you understand why I've been doing this a little bit longer than maybe I should. How's it called? I want to be really fucking cursed. Let's, one idea I did have was legitimately doing something like this. It's perhaps a little bit aggressive, so maybe something even like this, and kind of making a false sepia by using the background of this. If you have any suggestions, feel free to tell me, because I'm kind of riding fucking blind here. Still looks really bad. And I don't want to be, I can't really find any place to be like, yeah, just make me a fucking map, world. That's not how this shit works. Because what this is going to be at the end of the day is if I put this right here, I'm going to bump you up. What I'm going to be doing is adding in lines for both sides. I'll probably use blue for the good guys. And these would just be the example lines of the game, being like, okay, here's the example, using the NATO symbols to, as a way of being like, yeah, okay, here are your lines. If you want to attack, it's going to look like this. Hey, if you want to do this, this is what it's going to look like. So I've been trying to figure out the best way of doing this, and this is a little bit more complicated, than I'm thinking it was going to be. Unless I use a different area entirely. Do I use a different map entirely, maybe? That could work. Because if I use a different map entirely, and for the people, for the one person curious, we're going to be doing military map, planning a mission, map down army. Pretty simple, as you can kind of see here. We're right outside of Kaliningrad. This is actually supposed to be like a war games map thing, allowing you to, you know, plan out missions and stuff like that for the ROTC guys. Obviously, I'm not using it for that because I'm not doing ROT things. I'm doing this. But you can zoom in like ridiculously close. Yeah, technically, I believe there's also a 3D option on this. Where's the 3D option? Yeah, you can do it. You can do a bunch of weird shit with this. I think it's kind of neat. Like you can get a bunch of like the symbols and stuff. I haven't been able to really use this that often, just because It's either very different or kind of doing its own thing. Where would we more accurately set? And if in case you're wondering, like, why are you using this very particular thing? Because if you use, let's say for example, if I use my map type as like terrain, it actually names off all of the locations, and I don't want to name off all the locations. And you might be wondering, oh, why don't you just add in a... Where do you have actually we can reset the chroma to 0. What do you look at? Grid thing? Yeah, I'm looking at like OSM. OSM might work. I wish I could like remove all the wording. I wonder if there's a setting out here. No, that's not it. 1 point symbols. That's what I've been thinking. I'm like, what's the best way of doing this? Because yeah, you can see there's quite a few different areas to kind of fuck around with. There's a lot of things you can do with this particular map, and I do enjoy this system. I just don't like the fact that I have to deal with... Because if you do it with like just satellite imagery, nothing pops up because it's just the satellite, obviously. You can also just see a black. Nope, don't want that. OSM. Yeah, like this is the open topo map. Like it sometimes doesn't even fucking work. Weird thing to note is that you can technically just get a map of Switzerland if you want. This is just an open topographical map of fucking Switzerland. Because I believe that's where this is actually based out of. So it's like, do you want just a map of Switzerland? You can get one in this. I thought that was cool. Do OSM, maybe. You do OSM in like the middle of fuck all nowhere. We could get like a good example. Actually, no, if we do... Yeah, because if I go in the middle of fuck all nowhere, it doesn't really actually work too well. And this is ironically too colorful unless I start fucking with it a little bit. Siberia is usually the workhorse of the world. Too many rivers, because that's going to bring in too many rules. What would be a good place to think of? Where would be the ass end of nowhere? How about that? Let's just go to the ass end of nowhere. Let's go to fucking Russia, everybody. Oh, hi, Notepad. How goes your attempt at legitimizing your business? We're looking at northern Siberian maps to try desperately to find a way to make this prettier. This book, this stupid godforsaken war game. People wonder why I don't like PDFing games, and this is why. Like, I hate PDFing games. Because it always feels like I'm doing something horribly, horribly wrong and nobody wants to say anything because everyone's dead fucking silent all the time. So I end up just doing everything alone, and then I just start overthinking things. Because I need like one good map to put in here. Because if I can do that, then I can start setting everything up. This map doesn't quite work. It always looks a little janky. Unless I mean, you know what? Maybe if I do... if I do this, can I get away with it? If I do opacity layer like this, What happens if I do the opacity layer? We put it down here. Little bit rough looking, but if we... Not really ideal. It still looks a little bit fucked. Shit. What am I doing? Am I doing wrong? I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And that's the annoying part. Yeah, I would like to legitimize myself more, but legitimizing myself, I've learned, requires people to pay you money for things and to actually be a real human being. And the very long conversation that was completely unwarranted in the Orange server the other day really kind of demoralized me in a couple ways. Because I realized that the best way to do things, the best way to advance in life, is to change who I am at a fundamental level and completely ignore anything I enjoy doing. Just to keep doing what everyone else does, because that's the best way of approaching life. And that was incredibly depressing. But hey, you know what? That's fine. That's why you gotta grind. You just gotta keep going. You gotta keep throwing yourself up against the wall. Because if you keep throwing yourself up against the wall, eventually all the broken bones will heal. And right now, my broken bones are making sure that this fucking map looks right, and it's not looking right. And it's infuriating. This is the base map I have. I can switch it out to, if I use one of these maps, I can use it maybe like a cleaner map. Because what I want to do is I want to represent it on the map, because this is the original way I did things. This is legitimately just like a place in fucking like Burma. You kind of even see like little river lines and stuff like that kind of throughout. So I wanted to draw things out and have people's eye be like, okay, this is what this is actually meaning. This actually means this. And he is referring to that. Oh, no, it's effectively how it was like, hey, if you want to be better, you gotta, if you want to go further, you gotta change some things. You gotta rebrand. You gotta be better. You gotta stop being Notepad Anon. You gotta have a different name. You gotta be better. You gotta take the TSL video down because people are gonna look at that and being wrong. You gotta make more positive content, more positive, exciting content. And it was like, I don't think you quite understand what I do, my friend. And it was like, oh yeah, your games look like ass. Like, oh, that's cool. Kind of reinforcing my opinion why I hate artists. What are we doing? I'm staring at my nightmare. Welcome to an Affinity stream, otherwise known as my perpetual nightmare of game design. This is an Affinity document, as you can kind of see here. This Affinity document is the entirety of a game called Trenchfoot, which is a field guide for aspiring generals in the Great War tactics and victory, or a Kriegsspiel, war game of static warfare. All the text is in. There are some like minor things I need to fix. I need to get rid of some of these runts. They're not too bad. Generally speaking, the runts aren't too bad as much as they can because they do end off. Most of the time, they're not really kind of like in the middle of things. There's no widows or orphans, and if there is a widow or an orphan, there's a good reason for it. Hence why we have things like this. This is technically considered an orphan, but I wanted to emphasize war is hell. Like, because you are literally supposed to be sending your men to die repeatedly for information. And trying to get everything set up here is a little bit awkward. Because I need to find artwork for things, but I need to do this part first. That's the continuous issue I keep kind of running into. Just wait for the AI to invent layout design. Honestly, I did most of the grammar correction through ChatGPT. because it was very fast and it was very nice, and I could just tell it to do things, and it would do it for me. So it was like, oh, this is very convenient, in fact. So I'm like, this is nice. I am okay with this. This is fine. We are, as they say, gaming. Because to give you an idea of what the grand plan behind this is, if we have this in the little corner here, we do NATO symbols. Welcome to NATO joint symbology. Wikidata. Let me see if I can find the correct infantry one, because there's like 17 goddamn infantry symbols. Because all of them are slightly different from one another. Right there, gotta go to Wikipedia, then we gotta go find where's the infantry one. There we go, there's the infantry one. Actually, no, that's not even the right infantry one. Don't want to do those ones. We don't want this. Not air defense. Just give me the infantry. You kind of see like right here. All right, yeah, it's shit like this. Like this is the infantry tab, and yeah, there's quite a few of these. Mountain infantry. Have no fear. Various different infantry brigades, company equivalent, battalions. Generally speaking, the game is set up at brigade level. That's kind of like the several battalions or Commonwealth regiments. I believe the symbol I was using earlier when I swing up real fast. Yeah, I was. Where's the X? So if we take this, the general idea of what I want to accomplish is have these set up in a way to highlight a particular thing I want to talk about. It's like, this is what an attack looks like. This is what this is what an attack looks like. When you are making an attack, you're going to be doing this particular thing with these particular units. Doing this. And I just need to have this look right, or it will drive me insane. It'll drive me completely insane if it doesn't look. And is there any reference guide? Is there any way to make this look better? No, I don't have anything. So I've been thinking about it. That's what that's what today's stream is. It's going to be me staring at my nightmare and crying a little on the inside. Because the original one was just random OCM maps. Because if we go to here, we go to where's the this is the OSM. This is pretty standard looking maps. And I was doing it in like this is where a map would be. But I would need to like even bring it out further and get rid of like the 19 and stuff to actually make this look right. But even then, it doesn't look right enough for me. I mean, I guess if we do it like right here. If we do it like this got a nice, solid, simple map. Put it like... we put you here. Being a little bit indiscriminate about this, but if we put you fit. You do fit, but you're a little bit wonky. What happens if I put you black? What if I do black and white? Brightness contrast, we jump you down, and we put... No, that's not gonna work. To oversaturate, maybe? We saturate up to 145 because now it's oversaturated. It looks a little bit there, but maybe we use the tolerance down. Can we black road? Can we 2 more time? we do that, we've established where the road is. Maybe do we have a round with we this way? Maybe. If we want to be a little bit tricky business about this. Ooh. This. We do something like this, then we've established the road. Great, but no way to win without sacrificing loads of men. You just need to choose the right targets to sacrifice the men on. Yes. The basic idea is you and your opponent, this is a war game, you and your opponent have set up battle lines. If we will use this map as an example. Well, we'll do something nice and simple. We'll split it down the middle, like right here. You and your opponent will set up battle lines across the board, trying to usually capture an objective of some variety. So you might have a situation that looks something more like this. And your opponent may have something looking like this. Now, the basic idea is that you have to send your men across. You go to here, we'll bump it up to 50. The basic idea is that you need to send your men across and get mulched, because you have no idea what's in the enemy's trench. You know how many men are in there. You know how many brigades are in there, simply marked with just usually like a dot or something. So you might have this much information. This might be all the information you have. However, you have to make deductions. Hey, I have stormtroopers. I have the best fucking trench fighters possible. These guys are designed to kill trench lines. I can make a rush for that trench, and I can probably kill it. If they have conscripts in there, because conscripts aren't going to do that much damage to me. However, if they have machine gun nests, I'm going to die. All my men will die, because they're going to just machine gun everybody. But once I've figured that out, once I've sent some men to die a little bit, I can tell, wait a second. Like, wait a moment. There are machine guns here. There's machine guns here, but he only has infantry here. He only has that, dealing with the damage. I've lost a lot of men already. However, I've made the right call. I'm making the right, connections in my head. There is an issue, however. There's a very distinct issue. They're making the same decisions you are. I've had this open the entire time, haven't I? They're making the same decisions you are making. And the thing is, your orders are resolved simultaneously. You're sending your men across the field to die, so are they. And if they send their men to die, you send their men to die. It's a constant game of where are you, where am I, how will we survive this fight, where defensive static warfare is king. But being too defensive means that you're going to get flanked. They're going to rush up on you and they're going to kill you. So you need to be aggressive. Because if they are aggressive, you're going to need to be aggressive. So send your men out. Artillery the shit out of them. Watch all your men die horrific, agonizing deaths. That, my friend, is the beauty of Trenchfoot. That's the entire idea. That's the beating heart of the game, you could argue. Is learning where and how your enemies are going to react to certain situations, and quickly realizing that you maybe aren't the most qualified individual to lead the Western Front. It turns out, officer, that I am not the most qualified individual to be leading the war effort for Germany. I don't know how this happened, however. So, if we do effects... I have a different setup than I usually do for this, so if we set it up like this. What I'm doing is doing a photo fade at the edge, so the edges fade out. You do it like this. This looks a little bit more natural. But do we... Yeah, it looks a little bit... No, it still looks... I can't put my finger on what's going on here. Maybe if we do like black and white. How does this look black and white? We do this look in black and white. We fade it in. We can do it with just... We keep it universal signs unless we do... But we can use color a little bit more aggressively. So... we do something like this. This is what this page would look like. With just various, like... Is that too jarring? Because we have the photos up here, which are blending into the background a lot more. Which is one of the things I wanted to do, so maybe we... This looks... The left fades into the page more. The right's probably going to be easier to pop out. But it looks worse on the page. Because if it looks worse on the page, maybe that's a compromise I make for the PDF. Because we're going to have to make the assumption that there's going to be the point where what we need to do is take the master page, do this. We go up to the master page in Affinity, we hit this button, and everything just becomes white. Everything becomes based and the trad pill. If we use this, this version looks a lot better. Because it's kind of more clear, but we're not using that version, so maybe I'm on the right track. Maybe I'm gonna make the right call here by going with my gut and going with the left. So we do this. Okay, so we do this. But, so let's see if we want to recreate everything the way that I want. So we need to go right up here. We're not going to do these actions right now. These are what I need to do. So we're looking at this. So we're starting with red. We're not going to use red. We're going to use blue. Have a solid... Do we want to keep it with blue or do we want to... We can use just black and white. We just use just some very simple black on black images. Because what this method would look like is... It would effectively just be like this. Unless we put it with... Let's put it with blue. Let's check something. If I do this, if I put this right here, you do pop. This is popping out a little bit more. But if we like this method, We do it with this method. It doesn't pop as much, but it fades into it looks a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. Do we go with aesthetics or do we go with... I don't know. I don't know. Okay, let's think about this. Go with my gut, go with not go with my gut. Go with my gut, go with my gut. Unless I... Actually, maybe do... We do something like this. We do like that. That has a... Where is my NATO symbology? Where's my NATO charts? Where's NATO? NATO! NATO! Tell me more. Reconnaissance or cavalry? See, that's a reconnaissance or like cavalry one, because just a single X through is that joint symbology, map symbol, or topic. Yeah, let's see. Generic border, AP6 color representations. Technically, red would be enemy units. Exercise hostile, exercise suspect, jokers hostiles. Icon placement. Because if we want to keep things just very simple, it would just be a cross through, because that would be... We just do basic standard infantry. Not mechanized infantry. Infantry satire rectangle would symbolize a crossed belt. Yeah, because the infantry is just with just an X. A light blue, most notably. So, I mean... I'm gonna make a quick check here. Is it illegal? Is it illegal to use NATO symbology? NATO military symbols? Am I going to violate the military NATO symbols? Yeah, therefore in the public domain. Yeah, so NATO O10 landscape. So technically I should be okay for military symbology. I'm not going to violate the Geneva Convention on accident, which apparently is a very common thing to understand. You can very easily. Yeah. Remember, everybody, using the Red Cross in any medium, really, in any medium, is a war crime unless representing the Red Cross. I know Amogus did that. That's why you usually see like medkits now with blue crosses, because that's not illegal. Infantry, I'm just trying to find like a generic like infantry symbol, because these are representing brigades. That's kind of the idea here. This is representing a standard brigade of men. I do use the double X. I do use the X mark on these ones, so you know what? Let's use the X mark. Do I want to keep it dark blue or do I want to keep it light blue? I think I want to keep it light blue. We'll use it pretty large just to make it a little bit easier to see. Do something like... actually, a second. If you haven't noticed yet, there's quite a few different things I'm technically trying to juggle here. Doing a little bit of juggling. 'Cause I'm a juggly boy. Call me Mr. Juggles. If anyone ever approaches you and says, hello, my name is Mr. Juggles, just run from that, man. Just run. You will not survive the night. You will have a bad time. Mr. Juggles is a merciless god. So if we do something like this, we can just use this as standard infantry template. We do this here. We actually can adjust this. We do this. I believe that's just what red one is. That's all it is, just these two. Half of me wants to change this over to be a slightly different color just to, like, better highlight these. Like, these aren't official names. You know what? Yeah, you know what? That's what we'll do. We'll make these not as, like, super hyper official. Can we do something that's just a little... We do red? Dark? That seems a little bit too dark. Maybe we do something like that. Oh, didn't mean to click that button. We do that because what we can do... We do this, we do this, we do this, we hit U, and we need to set up our maps to look proper, because if we don't make it look proper, what's the fucking point? We need some more funny music. And for no apparent reason, I've been actually listening to a lot of fucking, like, Steven Universe's music for some unholy reason. I can only assume that I just am losing my mind. One person mentioned it the other day, and suddenly it's like, well, it's Jover, everybody. I thought we had a good thing going for a while, but nope, Shug dragged me back in like it always does. God bless Shug. Steven Universe General was a mistake, and that's a mistake I'll always have to live with. We do this. Let's draw our basic fighting lines. Okay, so we just need to draw two lines, really. We need to draw a line right here. We can actually let's bump this up. We draw our first line there. We draw our second line right here. Then we select you. We're going to place down our infantry blocks. A little blocky walkies. Probably place two little infantry blocks down here. We'll place two infantry blocks right not here. We'll do something like this. Actually, give me that tool. We increase the tolerance up. I do not tolerate. I am a not tolerant individual. I do not tolerate failures. We put there. Now you may be wondering, I can just choose to do this an easy way, but I'm not an easy person, so we want to up like do it a little bit smaller, just so we have a little bit more room to work with. Do 10. We move, advance here, advance here. Then we select you, Control C, Control V. Actually, we need to do Actually, no, we do this. And then we do equal line right on top of it, like this, to symbolize that the French is open. We then hit U, Control V. We put U right up here. Slightly. We adjust it slightly. We put U both right there. And then we copy paste U and U out in the open. And let me double check the font I'm using. It's Barlow, if I recall correctly. Yes, we were using Barlow because Barlow's a great fucking font. Occupy. Uh, 26. Occupy in N French. Actually, move to a... Move to a location on the field within range. Yep. Okay, moment of truth. Okay, we're here now. Moment of truth. We expand this out to be like this. This looks fine. It looks a little janky. I probably am going to have to do this. Ooh. Do something like this. You don't need to worry about the compliance phase as much. If I'm not hearing you right now, I apologize. Do this. We double check. Do I have resolving action? I do have resolve. Of course I do. One at a time. You would be 16 if I recall correctly. Yes, you would be 16. And this would be... Advance. The units advance to location specified by the commander. From there, they stand there. They stand until they are given new. Until they give new. Their attack. They are considered due. Must be in a straight line within 6 inches. Within 6 inches or 6 inches slash what is 6 inches to centimeters. 15 centimeters because I decided to do this and I'm sticking to it. Must be within 6 inches or 15 centimeters. Yep, nice and easy. We do bump, 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 bump. To reassert my dominance. Probably put 2 orders per. Little bit of wasted space there, but I mean, I think I can handle that. I put 4 inches. No, okay, so that means I have to change this to 4 inches. We move 4 inches. If we move within 4 inches of one another, that means we can only be moving 10 centimeters. So that's the... It's here, not 6 inches. I think I'm thinking of something else. So this would be, if we take it here, units will engage in combat. What I'm going to do, instead of my last time, I'm going to be relatively smart. And we put Trenchfoot. I'm going to mark this as 1. We're going to hit that. And we are going to put... Take our boys here. We're going to keep them the same size. We'll reposition them there. We will put you like the following. We're going to say... I'm going to make you 10. We're going to make you a little bit smaller. That. Extend one over here, and then we're going to expand one here. So we need to draw up the enemy lines now. We're going to draw the first enemy line right here. 15. No arrow. So we've got the enemy line here that's within range. The enemy line that is not within range. And the enemy line to our side that we cannot attack. We do this. Expand you up by 1. Doo-wop. Doo-wop. You know the doo-wop sound from SpongeBob. Be a little less precise with these little... Nope. So we do equal to... We need the equal to, greater than, equal to or less than. Because I don't remember fucking alt codes. I never remember alt codes. I really should. They're hard to remember sometimes. We do that. Do that. Yeah, sorry this isn't a fun and exciting stream for the whole family. This is kind of one of those streams where I just kind of need a vibe for it. We're going to use X symbol because the X symbol is reliable. We're going to say you can't move here. Nope, no moving here. Oh. Ooh. We do like this. Yep, you can't attack these 2 lines. But this line, dealing how it is directly in front of you, you are able to. Do we do a check mark here? Is that a little cheesy? Is that a little cheesy to put a little check mark there? I don't... no little check mark. We can say that we can advance there. We cannot advance these other two locations. But we can't advance to this one over here because it's legitimately too far away. So, oh, god damn it. No, actually, I know how we can recover this. So we hit 2. Go here. We select U. Control C. Control V. We go here. We save as 1 again. Then we hit that. We already technically added U as 2. So we go here. We this. And post, we got this. Fun and exciting gameplay. Oh yeah. Just had lunch. Did I miss anything? We decided on what we're going to be looking at. This is what we decided what they're going to look like. So now we're just having to go through every single one of these. Because this is the process of me PDFing things. Otherwise known as me having to just look at this screen for hours on end and just slowly copy paste things over. Folders given a return from the original location. We do that. We do you. We do this. I just want to highlight something, being like, you can reposition yourself. What's the... Sounds like pain. Yes. It is pain. It is. It is definitely. Commands. What's a command? Command symbol. I forgot what the command symbol is. What command symbol did I are? I'm gonna hit the save button real fast. Let me just hit that save button. What did I use? I use ops. Technically, that is not the correct symbol I should be using in this case. Combat service support. There isn't really one for, like, commander. That's not really a thing, because commanders aren't deployed onto the field. This is kind of more like an idea being like, this is your core. Like, you are actually kind of there in the field a little. And because, like, the CBT, have no fear, everyone. We have CBT deployed. Because, like, most of these aren't even actually, like, properly. Quick reference for friendly icons. Let's, quick guide for friendly elements. Command. Frame, person, activity or event, aerial entity, surface entity. Actually, I should do for something that maybe headquarters, if we do like a flag. Would it be a flag symbol be more appropriate for like a command post? For like a commander? Because right now I was using the signal company. Yeah, you kind of see here, communications and information system. Do I continue using that? That could be an option. Or we could do a headquarters unit. Actually, if we use a headquarters unit. C2 headquarters. So headquarters is just a flat one with a line through the top of it. If we just use the one with a flat line through the top. Did you know the deer in Nara, Japan have learned to wait in traffic lights to cross the street? See, even the animals in Japan are nice and calm. See, if this were American deer, they would already have jumped in front of you with the intent of hurting you, your friends, and your family. The deer here do not give a fuck. They are lawless creatures. They obey no god. And if you do believe they listen to a god here, you must understand that each one is holding you in contempt. They listen to only their Wendigo gods. That when those Wendusi gods do hit different. We do. See, if I want to be efficient, what I can do is just legitimately label it as command staff. This would be a little bit too cheesy if I just legitimately just label it as, this is the command staff. No, that wouldn't be cheesy at all. That would be efficient. Slap a crown on it. I wonder if there's a better symbol for that. Like, let's do some investigation, everybody, because this just says headquarters, like a command staff. Because, you know, staff echelon level of hierarchy unique to Germany by a captain. Effectively, you are right here. You're effectively a lieutenant general. That's who you are in the actual game. You're head of lieutenant or a division. You're a major general, lieutenant general, kind of depending on the size of the actual game. Helicopter. Theater level, modified unit icon, special forces, signals. See, if I want to be like real gamer, what I could do is completely violate all sense of right or wrong. We do something like this. Oop. Didn't mean to do that. Oopsie doopsie. If we do something like that, looks a little janky, but I mean, label it LNT. Let me see. We can either go like purely it's a signal company, because that's technically what it is. You know, I'm going to do it this way. It might look a little jankier. However, the intent behind it remains the same, and it's an easier label for people to possibly follow. In case they want to reference it a little bit. I'm making it a little bit larger. Like, this is... Half of me wants to be like, this isn't the scale, but please understand. Because this is your command unit. Right here. This would be like a commander unit. They can't fight, but if you ever lose your commander unit, you lose the game. you just die because it's because you've been effectively killed. That's why losing this particular unit is kind of a bad thing, because that means you're dead, or you've been captured, or some disaster has struck you, and you're not going to have a good time. I'm gonna do that. See, the thing is here, the actual, like, the terrifying thing is, all your commands are actually given by the proximity of your commander. So, to give you a kind of an idea how this works, if I make an order from this location, these guys in front of me, these two in front of me, will actually receive the order first. And that means in the priority of orders, they have a higher initiative. They're going to attack first. They're going to do something first. They're going to be the ones acting, which everyone else now has to defend against. And especially if you have situations where, hey, I've ordered this unit to charge across the field to attack, you might end up in a situation where, oh fuck, these guys have charged across the field and have countered attacks your attack, or oh no, something bad has happened. However, from our original position, these guys would get their orders later. So kind of positioning your commander in a position is so positioning your commander actually means a lot to like how your units are going to be interacting with each other, especially when you have artillery. Because if you have artillery, they need to get their orders on time. If they don't get their orders on time, guess what happens? They're going to start firing on your own men. Because you can do, if you do everything correctly, what you can do is you can bombard. They're going to get their orders first. They're going to bombard. And then once the bombardment is over, your men can go over the top. You can pretty much do rolling barrages. The iteration behind it's a little bit funky, but it does work. Part of me wants to here. I think if we move it up here. 3. Yeah, luckily no drone strikes in World War I. Yet. See, I don't even know how I would make a game like actually like a war games. Oh, war game, ironically enough. Simply because that's not really a thing that exists. And it's like, how would I do this without just making an operational tier war game? Which technically that's what this is. This would be construct. This week. Honestly, you joke, but yes. Like, that's one of these, that's one of those kind of moments that would be kind of difficult to represent. Like, how do you represent modern warfare on the field? And the answer is you don't, because modern warfare is very boring. Like, that's the very amusing part. Modern warfare is hellishly dull because we've optimized the fun out of killing each other over the years. which is a horrible thing to say, but it's completely accurate. It's like, how do we... This looks terrible. How do I... You know... Why don't I just... How this trench looks. So we're going to do... one solid line. We're going to do one solid line like this. We hit that button. We follow up that line like so. Actually, why don't I just draw a single straight line and then chop it up? Why don't I do that, Notepad? Notepad, what are you doing? Notepad, why are you being a silly, silly boy? That looks terrible. How do I want to do? I've played myself. We do... Maybe we like straight line. And then we immediately follow it up like so. Yeah, that'll... Perfect, no. But do it like this. Chop off the end piece here. Can get that more precise. There we go. Not perfect, but hey, it works. We do that. We select our boys. We're going this. This be... Oop, that's not how we look at things. 22. Can only 1 inch, because 1 inch to centimeters would be 2.5 centimeters. 2.5 cm. There we go. You can only dig your trench depending on the actual number of men in the trench. If you don't have enough men in the trench, you can't build very far. If you only have a single brigade of men, it's going to take forever to build individual ones. But having a lot of people in a single one is also, you know, begging for artillery. It is saying, please artillery me, please, 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 I wish to die. All my friends are dead, please kill me as well. Like, I am begging for death, please let me die. If we do it like this, or do we... we do something like this, looks a little bit off kilter, but... Or do we stick by our... If we stick by our guns and do something like this, keep these at the bottom, we have these two line up. Like so. So it's always going to be consistent how this looks. It'll never not be like this. So if we hit the preview mode, this is how it's going to look in the preview. Ah, that looks a little... Can't put my finger on why that looks janky, but it does. So we're going to casually ignore our problems, 'cause I don't deal with that shit. Mm-hmm. Oh goodness! Literally Vietnam-America War. Yes, we're stopped being interesting once we split the atom. Cold War, the economy collapsed. Vietnam, we couldn't win because it became a pop. Middle East, no one fucking knows what's going on there. War is fun when you find unknown enemy and their tech keeps advancing by weeks. It is fun watching the U.S. spend $6 trillion to keep up with enemy's tech. Remember that the U.S. developed tech that's 2 decades gap just to one up some mediocre interceptor from the Soviets. It reminds me of a meme about medieval warfare. Scholars of the time would record a battle lamenting how God was abandoned them and how horrible it was that there was a total of 30 casualties between both sides, counting dead horses. Meanwhile, ancient China somehow lost double its population every battle. Yeah, Chinese... This is the weird thing about, like, Chinese, like, wars and things. There would be wars that would be fought. And it would be like, it would just be like Tuesday. Everyone would be like, oh man, this really sucks. Because like anytime China like marched to war in the way back time, it was like, oh, we're all dead because China has infinite armies. The major Chinese wars that things went wrong in were the ones when they were killing themselves. It's just like, oh boy, time to just die. Yeah, you only get things like, oh, some dude said he was Jesus' brother, 3 million dead. Like, you gotta remember saying, that's not medieval China. No, that's just the Heavenly Kingdom. Yeah, I'll bring up the fucking Heavenly Kingdom because it's such a fascinating piece of history. Because if we do the, it's the Taiping Heavenly Kingdom. This is what it was. This is what occurred. This was 1850 fucking 1. Like, you gotta remember this. This was 1851. This was after Napoleon. Was the Taiping Heavenly Rebellion. Like, that's the funny thing. People would be like, man, this is wacky. This would be years ago. This is impossible to understand. No, the Taiping Heavenly, Kingdom was just there. 1851 all the way to 1864. Yeah, technically technically there were it was Hong Jiquan and then he died. Yeah, it's yeah, it was one of those things that was like, oh, of course, like, because you think about it being like, oh man, it's huge. No. Yeah, the Emperor God Worshipping Society. The Emperor Worship Society was literally like Chinese Christianity. Self-proclaimed younger brother of Jesus Christ. Yes. Come back and you're talking about the Heavenly Kingdom. Yes, I am talking about the Heavenly Kingdom. Because saying here said, oh, meanwhile, medieval Chinese war. Some dude says Jesus' brother, 3 million dead. No. Come. What kingdom does he create with the mandate of heaven? See, the problem with that, here's the beautiful thing. You would end up with that, but immediately the Boxer Rebellion would occur. Which everybody hated. The Boxers were also fucked up because, like, you got to think about it like, if we go to like the Boxer Rebellion. Oh wow, Boxer Rebellion. It's 1900. It's the same shit. That's where you got banger songs. By the way, absolute bangers. just because like Chinese society was so fucking fractured. It was such a disaster area that you ended up with like very, very fucked up situations. You know what? I'll bring up 54 Days in Peking. It's 55 days at Peking, and there's legitimately every single country that fought in there has their own version of 55 Days of Peking. Every single one of them does. It's absolutely bonkers. Like, except if you're the Germans. Mind you, this is the German. I'm going to put on the German version in the background here a little bit, just to make sure that you all understand that the German version hits fucking hard. Yeah, it fucking hits hard. It really does hit hard. And we'd all like to believe that like it doesn't hit hard, but because you got to think about it like this: for 55 fucking days, for 55 days, a bunch of guys were stuck, outnumbered, easy 10-1. And that's being generous, by the way. You are surrounded by people who want to kill you. People who want to rip your fucking head off and mount it on a literal pike. You are running out of ammo. You are running out of everything. And then you just have the fucking Germans show up being like, have no fear, everybody. I'm going to charge them. And everyone's like, what the fuck do you mean you're going to charge them? You're like, have no fear, we're fucking German. Damn, idea for a second. Jesus, brother establishes his new dynasty and the Boxer Rebellion happens. It's a weird Chinese Christian Crusader BS for Taoist cultivator BS. And you laugh at people having God Emperor in the 20th century, but people genuinely believed in insta-kill pressure point attacks up until the early 2000s. Man, I can't imagine playing this while absolutely I can imagine this play while absolutely nothing happened between the years 1939 and 1940. See, it's one of those things, like, Chinese history is so fucking fascinating. And I don't say that, like, as someone who is, like, actually genuinely interested in China. I say that as someone who's interested in just, like, history and kind of the how everything lines up. Where you gotta remember, the Boxer Rebellion took place in 1900. That's when it ended. That's when, the 55 Days of Peking, everybody fought like hell, and everyone was actually working together. And like fucking not even 20 years later, you have this shit going on. People were charging each other with swords, and 20 years later being like, we invented, by jingo, we've invented this newfangled machine gun. It's like, what? It doesn't sound real. It sounds completely fucking bizarre, but it's, you know what? It's work. Started as beggars or prostitutes. Yeah, Chinese history is completely fucking bonkers. I love it. It's great. I mean, there's a reason why we have like 19 Dynasty Warriors game, and every year we will get a new one, and how every year we will get a brand new Romance of the Three Kingdoms game, which apparently all the recent ones suck. I know they try to do like weird NFT things with the last one, but yeah, it's a baller. It's baller. We're balling, everybody. We're balling. Though it's one of those beautiful things. Like, I wish we would get more stuff on like Chinese history, especially in the TTRPG sphere. But the problem is, anytime you bring up China, you will inevitably, when you bring up China, people will be like, oh, it's time for wuxia. It's time for like cultivator bullshit. Like, it's just immediately that. Or you end up with just the Eastern place. It's just the Eastern place, and that's all it is. It's not like an actual anything. It's not the setting. It's just the Eastern land. And it's usually like Japano, China, Korea, with a little bit of everything else thrown in there. Sorry, Vietnam gamers. You guys kind of get fucked over of everything. Charging someone with a sharpened piece of metal is a legit tactic. Not when they have a gun. Not when you are charging somebody, with at range with a gun. To be fair, Europe the same way people slap on Merlin magic. Yeah. Last bayonet charge in warfare was Afghanistan in 2011 by British troops against the Taliban. Yeah, it would be the British. And it's one of those things. Like, if you do a charge, like, here's the beautiful thing. This is the absolute thing with bayonet charges. Anything, we're gonna have to talk about bayonet charges in the next game, this next week, actually, tomorrow, today even. One of the things with it, it's not necessarily about like the casualties or anything. Not like, oh man, this is the most efficient this is the most efficient way of like fighting or whatever. No, it's the pure demoralizing effect. How horrifying would it be that you're standing there? Picture this: you're a Napoleonic foot soldier. You're standing in a fucking line, being like, hell yeah, we're gonna shoot people. And my gun that takes forever to reload. Hell yeah, we're fighting. Go team. And over the hill, all you hear is just screaming Russians charge you from the woods. You can shoot them once. They're not giving up. You're reloading. You're fucking panicking. It's like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. It's pure morale. Especially when, again, it's like, oh yeah, here's the 6.5 foot tall nightmare entities that want to kill you. Think about if you're like some Taliban, dumb fuck, standing there being like, haha, I have successfully defeated the British. And you just see some fucking guy named Georgie who survived all the knife crime of London, who can magically produce a knife out of nowhere, suddenly teleports behind you. Yeah, Omewa Shinderu, bruv, as you get fucking shanked. I would be shitting my pants. I'd be like, you know what? Maybe this whole thing is not doing, like... Reminds me that Britain World War II fought with a log sword and a bow and somehow managed to capture an entire battalion of Germans. Exactly. It's a demoralizing thing. Like, how horrifying would it be? Like, you walk in there and you just see a crazed Brit with a fucking longsword decapitate your officer. It's like one of those moments being like, we could probably kill him, but I don't want to risk it. Because I damn well know I'm like, there's a non-zero chance I am going to get fucking stabbed by a sword. Like, yep, no, I give up. Fuck you. Fuck this. I'm out. I don't want to deal with this bullshit anymore. You always hear weird stories of, people being stupid in warfare. All right. War is dumb, everybody. always remember that. Sword wound is horrible. Exactly. Yeah, and think about it, you're just some dumb fuck German standing there and some British man screams his Highlander bullshit, and suddenly it's like, well, it's like, you know what? Fuck this. Fuck this shit. I'm out. I don't want to deal with this anymore. I don't need this kind of trauma in my life. Like, I don't need this kind of stress in my day because I'm not vibing with it. This is be it vibed. I am not dealing with this bullshit today. be it vibed. We do that. Hello, counterintelligence. Intelligence. Not the most elegant depiction of counterintelligence. However, it's pretty much the best I have to work with. We do this just because I get the right look to make sure it's in the right place. Counterintelligence. Intelligentsia. Ah, I see. Today is going insane today. Yes. Yeah, this is why you give Melee West something to make up for not being able to use them from far away. Imagine being a proud German soldier meeting your ancestor only to explain that you were decapitated by a fucking bong. I see today is going insane day. Good morning, Manly. Good morning, everybody. Hopefully you all have your, morning coffees. Hopefully you're all ready to go. Exciting day today, I know. Yeah, we're talking about getting decapitated by the British in melee combat. No talkie till coffee. No talkie till coffee. Yeah, it's my usual thing with melee weapons versus range weapons. If I put them in games, the usual thing is melee weapons are reliable. They are usually going to do more damage consistently. They're the ones with, a flat plus a flat bonus to things. With the advantage of you are going to be the person who, if you manage to get within range, you're not going to have a good time. Spaniards or Frenchies would be better at Napoleonic World War I melee. Fun fact, actually, in Trenchfoot here, the Germans, I believe the Germans have the best stormtroopers, while the Serbs have the worst. But the Serbians are supposed to be like legit, full on just defense. You are supposed to hunker down as the Serbians in this game. Attack of the Dead Men does not occur normally in Trenchfoot. Though you can get hit by chlorine gas. See, that's the beautiful thing about World War I in Spain, is Spain was too busy dying internally during World War I, and during the Napoleonic era, there was barely a Spain. It's great. I love it. God, that reminds me. I need how much? Let's see, we need 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4 more of these. Cool. That's just fine. We just need to do defensive bombardment. Okay, we do a defensive bombardment. Attacking within a radius of the defender. Oh god, oh plucky spicy, oh fuck, spicy air. Yeah, no, spicy air in this game just literally, it cannot kill you in this game. I did make a specific point of saying you cannot die to the funny spicy air in this particular game. You are, however, reduced to one organization, which means if anybody attacks you, you're going to die. Like, if anybody even looks at you funny, you are going to curl over and be dead. So it's like, yeah, you technically can survive. However, I would strongly recommend against ever having the potential of being hurt in that regard. We do you. We put a line here to kind of symbolize what's going on here. We do. Defensive bombardment is exactly as it sounds. I kind of fucked that up and put that in that position. That. Select you. We put you down here. Okay, you are far larger, but you don't need to be in. Yeah, technically I had to do it. If you kind of see over here, I kind of did it as like a representation, like, oh, you're being struck overhead. That's not really a possibility in this particular situation, so what I'm going to be doing is... Yeah, okay. How do we want to do this? We need to find the artillery symbol. Where's the artillery symbol? From whence cometh the cubes? Eat some sandwich with my hem and so I can only taste the mustard. Notepad, this is uncharacteristically fancy. From whence cometh the cubes? The cubes? Because I wanted a good example for this game because it was a very weird game. That was the problem. It was a very strange game. And anytime I make strange games, I have a compulsion to make them, I have a strange compulsion to make sure that they look decent. I don't know why I have this compulsion, it just do be that way sometimes. Did I use the correct fucking NATO symbology? Because fucking NATO symbology! Because if we use, our NATO artillery symbol. No, native artillery symbol. It's just a fucking dot. It's just a fucking dot. It's just a dot, everybody. Why is it just a dot? What was I using before? What was I using before? It's just a fucking dot. Howitzers. I was using howitzers. I like the howitzer scent. Fun fact, we're going to be using the way howitzers work, because howitzers look a lot nicer in this. Howitzer. Tell me more about the howitzers. Give me the howitzers. Why aren't you giving me the howitzers? I'm going to kill someone. Mashallah, I shall find map symbols. NATO joint military symbology. NATO artillery symbol. NATO howitzer. Howitzers. There we go. This is the official technical NATO howitzer symbol if you had got to do it like this. If we want this to be the correct way of looking at things, we're going to do this. We're going to make our own custom icon because it's a little bit easier that way. We are going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do... Ooh. Nope, we don't want to do that. We want this. We select everything. Oh, God. Oh, no. We want to select everything like this. We then want to go here, click the copy image, go up here, hit that button. See, if I wanted this to be like, do I want to separate them visually? I am going to separate them visually. Fuck it. I want to separate them visually so they're a little bit easier to see, because the correct one would be actually a hostile image. This is the hostile symbol. This is hostile symbology. You don't understand my my cryptic zoological, you know, Finno-Korean hyperwar, you know, knowledge. It's called knowledge. Yeah, I will look at the Russian symbology in a second. But as a blood American, as a man of democracy, I can't use the Russian way of looking at things, because I believe in freedom. I believe in freedom and cheeseburgers. You don't believe in freedom and cheeseburgers? Are you really a human being, or are you a damn dirty communist? Ooh. Go, we that, we this, we here, we right. Do we have any? No, it's not off center. It's not off center. It's not off center. Off center. Manly, why didn't you stop me? You fool, you buffoon. You absolute buffoon. You could have stopped me, Manly, but you didn't. You betrayed me. You not only betrayed me, you betrayed us all. Or wait, is the symbol fucked? Cause wait. I know how to fix this. I know how to fix this. We're gonna put this slightly off edge, and then I'm gonna hit not horizontally. I want to do object align. I want to object align perfectly. Actually, I want to, maybe if I do this, I want to object align horizontally right there. I need to object align horizontally. This is correct. The fucking symbol is off kilter. It's the symbol, Manly. Yeah, you're right. Korean hyperfan, Korean notepad. You don't understand. It's the symbol. For some reason, it's slightly off kilter. Can we use like? Maybe we do something like. That's incorrect. That is the, oh no, that is the incorrect way of looking at things. We want to do No, we want to flip that. So we flip that. We line it up perfectly. We do... There we go. Everything should be lined up perfectly now. There we go. Everything is lined up perfectly and there's nothing wrong with it. Right? Right. We're all correct here. Nothing is wrong. There's been nothing has been going wrong. There is no problem. We live in the ministry of truth now. We really do live in a society, everybody. I hate to break it to you, but we really are society. There we go. We do that. This we do save as. We're going to do like 6 because I haven't been saving the other ones. We then hit the backspace button a lot. No, this is fine. This is fine. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Know what I'm doing, so I need to go here, need to get that away, need to open this up, need to go to the Trenchfoot thing, we open up 6, we go here, we slap you right here, slam chop that right there. Boom, baby, we really are emo clore, everybody. We really are gamers. Okay, we're making it. We're gaming. Manly softly weeps. Okay, no one's going to notice it being slightly like 3 pixels off. Like, guys, you gotta remember, I'm using fucking paint.net here, guys. I don't cut me some slack, but I know, but Manly, you're autistic. You're autistic, Manly. You don't count. Shut up, shut up, Manly. Shut up. I don't need this. I don't need this punishment. I don't need this, you know, this mistreatment from you. We're friends, Manly. We're comrades. Isn't that what Russians believe in? Camaraderie, brotherhood, even? Or are you going to betray me like the rest? What do you mean? It looks fine. I fixed it. It's good. We are Gucci. There's nothing wrong with it. If you're seeing something wrong with it, that must mean you're just trying to gaslight me. You fool your whole audience. I'm, for legal purposes, a mole. I don't know why I just forgot to put a footnote here. Okay, this one's gonna be a little bit weird because I gotta do the fucking We select all of you, we then hit the magic button right here. Currently deployed units in the field, current reserves, current supplies, occupants of a trench, type of unit in the field, and location. Using dice information, the die value. Go. This, we do this, we open you up, you are Gucci. See, this is the... I fooled myself. I'm just a silly clown. I know nothing. I'm just a silly clown. I know nothing. You know what? Can I do this? Can I be a real gamer? Let's see, everybody. Let's see. Can Notepad be a real gamer? And bring his photoshopping skills to the next level. No, he cannot. No, he definitely cannot do this. But, layer this on top. We layer this on top, so now we can go here, we go here, we go here. Like this. You may be thinking, wow, Notepad, you're not really thinking ahead on this project at all. Like you're kind of just winging this because you're a fucking moron. I'm like, yes, I am. You just realized? You just noticed? Don't you feel a little silly? A little goofy? Don't you feel a little goofy movie about this entire state of affairs? I think the real Joker were the friends we made along the way. Something like that. This button. Hit the Control-Z button. Wowie zowie. Look, everybody, I'm a fucking genius. I'll be taking my Fortnite fun bucks here soon. We set you up right in the corner. See, if I ever want to give Wuso a stroke, I just say, again, all I have to do is just remind him that I do everything in Paint.net and just have him just die a little on the side. It's great. My one-track mind is solving any crisis on the server. There we go. That's, and let me establish the line. Not that. I fought the law and the law won. I fought the law. No, we want primary. We want that. You are too big. You are just the right size. You may be wondering, Notepad, this seems a little autistic. Why are you doing it this way? The answer is very simple. The answer is, I want this to look right. I want it to look identical. So, I'm making it identical. If I do this, because now I understand, now this is right, and I can get rid of you. What I can do is... here. Red has... what did I end up saying? How many reserves? How many reserves does red have? Red has 5. Does red have 5? This is all this is. Just information. You have to write in one of your entire orders to learn information, but now you know. Very important, valuable pieces of the thinky time. And you are too big to fit legit. You are too much of a fat bastard to fit anything else in. You are Cloud. You are God's most centered house. Why not Photopea? Because I like Paint.net. That's legitimately the reason. I like Paint.net. I am a creature of notorious habit. This has been a known fact of life for the Notepad Anon experience. I am a notorious creature that dislikes change. And anytime I am forced to change, I will not like it. I will usually try to find some way of being annoyed about it. This is why I don't like Foundry very much. Because Foundry drives me up the fucking wall at points. Because it's a little bit different than how I would do things, therefore it's wrong. I would say, like, I've debated on, like, oh, I'll upgrade to GIMP, and then I, like, open GIMP up, I'm like, my face hurts, like, my just body destroys, like, no, can't do it. People have been trying to, like, get me to download, like, actual better movie-making software. Because you gotta remember this, my actual thing that I use to make the videos is like an outdated version of freeware fucking, it's effectively Windows Movie Maker tier. That's what I use to do it. It's Advanced Movie Maker. And I can't change out of it because I'm too happy with what I have. Again, I am God's most centered howitzer. I am God's silliest clown. He gives, he gives his silliest clowns his strongest battles. Come on, come on, gamer, come on, come on. If you can't tell, I have slowly begun to lose my fucking mind. But welcome to Game Design Hours. Welcome to the wonderful world of learning about how to properly center our French lines. We're not going to have enough room because of intelligence here, but what we can do is we will add in a wireframe right here. We will add either an image or a quote, because what I've been doing is, like, instead of images in some places, I just add like a little quote, because I think it's appropriate. It gives across another idea. This is just like Trenchfoot were dug, blood was spilled, and another European war became the war to end all wars. I will probably have to remake this image up here. That'll be pretty easy to do using this. Yeah, there's a few wireframes I still need to do. Finding images for this kind of game is very complicated, because it's either very detailed paintings or it is not. It is definitely not. Yeah, we're doing offensive bombardments now. Actually, let's check offensive bombardment. Offensive bombardment. We might have enough. We might have it. Let me click on every single wrong thing, just to make sure that we all know. Just gotta give them the old razzle-dazzle. This. Don't worry, Manly, it's your favorite part again, where we get to up here, we get to here, just to make it centered. Center system, again, center system jam soon. That's all I gotta say to that, everybody. Get ready. Get ready to become recentered in life. You may not like it, you may not need it, you may not even desire it, but my God, I will. And you will. See, here's the beautiful thing. This is what I can do. So I can do this. Paste it right here. Do this. Notice everything is slightly off center. So if I can do that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So what we can do is, how do you minimize the amount of work? How do you minimize the amount of work done by the brave soldiers? And the answer is, do whatever the fuck I'm doing right now. That. So we've already established that. We established this. We you up. I put 3 soldiers of fortune there. Yep. And then we put the funny X sign on here to make sure everyone knows that everybody is fucking dead. All my friends are dead. Everyone's always sad, like, oh no, all my friends are dead. How little they know, though. All their friends will. Sorry, ordnance bombardment. Can I put this here? Right, I can put it here, and it looks like shit. Perfect. My god. It's a little off kilter, but we can put the bombardments right next to each other because that's a good way of looking and indicating this is defensive, this is offensive. You're looking at it, you've opened the book up, you can kind of clearly see what's going on here. Choo-choo-choo-choo, we are gaming. We know what we're doing now. We are thinking. Add a creeping bombardment. That is effectively what offensive artillery is. An offensive bombardment. What you do is you call it an offensive bombardment, and then you advance. Usually you're going to use a delay order at doing it. That's the big thing. You need to use a delay order and do it well. The one counter to an offensive bombardment is very simple. You charge. You charge out of the bombardment, and it doesn't do anything. If you have no units in the trench, they will not get damaged by an offensive bombardment. However, if you really want to be efficient and you want to guarantee you're going to live, you do an offensive bombardment and then you do a defensive bombardment. Even if they stay in the trench, they will be damaged. If they attack, they will be damaged. There is one unfortunate reality of this. You can send your own men out. And yes, friendly fire is possible in this game, and you will die. But this is also the game where legitimately a very valid tactic is throwing unnamed conscripts at the enemy. They do no damage. They are useless in combat. They do, however, soak up a lot of hits, so you can use them as fodder that dies horribly, but you can more easily survive. It's great. History is fun, everybody. Okay, we add commander orders artillery to move to an open position. Yes, technically artillery is very fragile. Let's just say artillery is incredibly fragile in this game. And there's a distinctive reason for that, and it's because I don't want it to be, ironically, I don't want it to be too powerful. Because the best option in the game, legitimately, is sit behind cover and wait for artillery to finish the job. If the artillery is doing its job, it will never come under fire. You will never lose your artillery piece. Because if you do lose your artillery piece, you are usually going to lose pretty soon because they're behind you. But you also want to put your artillery in positions where they can actually fire. And smaller artillery pieces then are very tight. I just realized I put it on the fucking map instead of where it needed to be. And I'm a buffoon. I'm an absolute gorilla. I am, as they say, a Muppet. Put you like right here. We put you right here. We put you right up here. Do 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 do. See, this is the beautiful thing about just being very tired at this point. Is I don't really need to make any sense. I just need to be like vaguely entertaining, and I'm not even really that most of the time. I really don't know like what I would call myself, like funny. Am I a funny streamer? Do I do the funny things? Am I going to become the next Germa? I've never actually watched Germa, fun fact. Never watched him. I watched like parts of the Dollhouse stream, but that's pretty much it. Because the Dollhouse stream was a trip. Good times. Na, 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 na. No, I keep asking, like, how do I get better? Like, what do people want to see? And I get no response of like what people are looking for. Like, all right, what do you guys want? What do you guys want? The fun notepad add-on? Do you want me to be cool and hip and do some neato things? No. Oh God, I forgot. We got. Yeah, like welcome to the artillery example, like the reposition example. This is literally it. It's just like you move your fucking art. So that's. Well, I do laugh at your suffering, and you keep causing yourself to suffer. I don't know why. See, what I've been debating on doing is giving the patrons, everyone on Patreon will get an option, be like, you can just submit something you want me to like read out or something. I'll make shorts of it. I'll make videos on it. I don't care at this point. I'm like, what the fuck do you people want? Do you want more content? Do you want more games? I'm like, okay, I can try to do that. Do you want shorts? Everyone's like, do shorts. I'm like, what should I do shorts on? Being like, you should teach people how to roll dice. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? You roll dice. Where it's like, please teach people what a check is. I'm like, that's a little bit complicated. I know my one friend, he's one of those YouTube aficionados, the shorts and the TikToks and all that jazz. And it's funny, he's just like, oh, well, you should teach people how to make like a check, like how to roll a D20. And I'm like, my brother in Christ, I don't think it's that easy. like go over like terms and like, it's like, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. I don't even know like what this, like, how do you even like lead that up? Like, hello everyone, my name is Notepad Anon. I hope you know what checks are because I'm going to tell you how to roll a D20. I fucking dare you to teach people how to roll a D20. Fucking do it. It's like, how do you even do that? I'd be like, okay, you're gonna take your D20 and you're gonna take it in your hand and don't stick it in your mouth. No, you're gonna tooth. You can get. Sometimes, some people like to do the bowl hand method. Some people like to get the the cupped hand method. I'm a bowl hand kind of guy. And then you throw it and you read whatever the number is. It's just like, is that it? Is that what I make a short of? That'd be like a shit post. And then people would be like, oh, you're talking down to your audience. I'm like, this is what you fucking want. Makes sense to me to make it a video. See, maybe I should just get shit-faced drunk one night. Just absolutely shit-faced. And just like record shorts all night. Just be on stream recording funny shorts. This requests. Absolutely hammered, but it'll be funny. Wow, Notepad, you're really becoming a Russian. Yes, I am becoming a Russian. That's the best part. I will become the real Russian. Manly may believe he is Russian, but I believe he's Polish. I will become a real Russian gamer. I will become Kaliningrad Gaming. Yes, Manly? Is there an issue? Notepad Gaming. See, I actually thought about doing... I will chop your fucking cock off and stick it up your fat burger. I don't know what you're talking about. The Polish people are a proud people, Manly. God, I'm trying to think of what things should I say in this situation? Slava Ukraini? Is that it? Is that what I'm supposed to be saying? See, it's the problem is like ever since my friend told me, oh hey, there are literally no moderators. There are no moderators in the tabletop game category of Twitch. It's been funny to me being this like, is that the reason we haven't been dinged yet? Is that the reason why Booba has appeared before? Tasteful Booba only be counteracted by Manly, by you, Manly. Because yeah, Manly, have you looked at the note rewards recently? Have you looked at the note rewards in the chat? Hopefully you have. I know you have at least 5k note coin. I know you do. What? There's nothing wrong with it. Come on, Manly, buy it. It's only 5k. You too can become a co-host. I don't see anything wrong with it. See, this is the best part, Manly, is that like slowly and steadily you become my sidekick. That's the best part. How does it feel to be part of a I'm already co-host under gunpoint. See, Manly, this is the part. This is the thing. I mean, you were at the noties even. You've become not my co-host, but my sidekick. You are my Robin to my Batman. You are my Aqualad to my Aquaman. Aqualad to my Aquaman. I'm getting fucking tired. Let me think. Like, are there any Russian superheroes? Like a Russian superhero comic industry? I'm trying to think. I mean, I know there's like the Red Star ones. Look, I will fuck you up in court. Manly. There's a problem with that. There's a counterpoint to that. I'm American and you're Russian. I will always win because we can't trust the Russian menace. You look up to Putin, we don't. I look up to a bald eagle soaring overhead as it lands precariously on the electrical wires, cawing the midday morning up, and there my star-spangled banners go off, and it's like, there, this is it. This is America. This really is democracy. There are Russian people. They aren't terrible, not good either. They have Captain Storm, Enoch, and some other bullshit. See, this is always the best part, is my multicultural group of friends and viewers and comrades. We really are the most diverse tabletop gaming group available. And I adore all of you. I think you're all pretty cool. Except you. You at home right now, not at stream. 2 hours and 16 minutes. I will say I am a survivor of the American Armenian Holobunga, and judge will sex you to death. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, officer. I don't want this anymore. Let's see. We've already got reposition. We need to do upgrade. Upgrade. We go to upgrade. The Russians are. I actually did put the Russians in this game. They're a swarm. They're a swarm faction because, of course, they are. Their cavalry is pretty decent, though. They have good cav. Their only major issue that they keep having in this particular game is that they rely a lot on like the swarm tactics, so it's pretty easy to figure out what they have. But if they're smart, if a Russian commander is intelligent, what they'll do is they'll use that to gaslight the enemy a little bit and be like, oh, I only have conscripts. I only have the unwashed conscripts of the world. And it's like, haha, I've bamboozled you. I've tricked you. I've shown you my little trick. And then suddenly you bring out the machine guns that are a little bit more expensive than they should be, but that's half the fun, right? See, I've only put in the most important actors, hence why the Bulgarians are not actually in place. Even though technically, if I want to be precise about things, I would put the Bulgarians in, but Bulgarian. You got into my trap card, Homo Soveticus. The owner of this card may be any nationality that he needs to be at the moment. Yugi! How can you pull that? See, that's the beautiful thing. But here's a secret to everybody at these midnight hours. Here's a secret. Anytime you need to piss off an Eastern European person, all you need to do is just get their nationality vaguely wrong. If you need to piss off a Serbian, oh, you're Croatian, right? Oh, they're Bulgarian. Oh, you're like Greek, right? That's a fist fight. Those are fighting words. Oh, you're Russian, right? Just say Russian to anybody with like a slight hint of disdain, and it'll work. Let's see. If you really want to piss a Russian off, though, if I've learned anything in my history with learning to piss off the Russians, it's either calling them Baltic or Balkan. Oh, you're Baltic or you're Balkan. Or if you really want to hit the gamer word, if you really want to hit like a gamer moment, you can either say, oh, you're like Soviet, or you say Ukrainian now. Ukrainian's another pretty good one. But you gotta put it in there and then like immediately be like, yeah, Zelensky, immediately. You would be amazed the number of people who are like, yeah, they're like Soviets, right? They're all communist. It's like, you'd be amazed. Mostly because then you can start possibly attracting tankies. Tankies are the funniest fucking people in the world. I love them to death. I love talking with tankies. Because they're the ones who are, they're usually Californians who immediately be like, man, the Soviet Union did nothing wrong. And it was like, ooh, every time. But they're also the ones who are like the extreme tankiness. They're the ones who are like, North Korea is a democracy. Yeah, the people who are like, North Korea is a democracy, that's when you start seeing like some real... That's when you start seeing Kino. I forgot that this was literally the fucking image I used for leveling up a trench. just the same image with plus level, trench level. Yeah, because I'm an incredibly intelligent person. We want to do... Here's what I'm gonna do. Here's what the plan. Do this. Here we've got this. That. And I remember distinctly why I have the trench upgrading system in this game. It's simply because I was playing a fuck ton, mind you, a fuck ton of Foxhole. And I actually really enjoy Foxhole. I didn't really like their winter update. I stopped playing at the winter update. I thought that was kind of a misstep. That was going in the wrong direction. And I kind of made the right call, I feel. Because that's when the supply guy unionized. That's when supplies unionized and things went really bad for everybody. I remember when the supply guys unionized. That was some good shit right there when that happened. That was some top tier, some fucking bullshit. It was good times there, good times. Still couldn't fix the clan kids, but hey, that comes with the territory, I guess. God, I fucking hate clan kids. They were the worst. They were the absolute worst part of that game. Bar none. Bar fuck. That was the worst part, because I actually enjoyed, like, I was part of the clan. I was literally part of the clan, and I will still say the clan kids were, because they were just so obnoxious. It wasn't even our clan. We had a pretty nice little going on. We were all just fucking NGs. But the second you see one of those fucking guys show up, and it's like, oh god, give me my tank. I want my tank. I want my tank. I want my tank. I'm like, shut up. We are in the middle of a fight. We are dying. We need artillery. Can you please get on the artillery? I want my tank. I want my tank. Shut up. Shut up. That's my experience with Foxhole, everybody. North Korea, not Korea, more like best Korea. Heyo, really indicates propaganda animation hilarious, like most likely by kidnapped animators. Oh no, Notepad's gonna pull on his little lines off center too. Foxhole should have made one update: an Asian concentration server. Foxhole, see, I actually ran into like the Chinese guys and like the Asian guys. I never had a problem with the Asian guys. Not a single fucking time I had an issue with them. Had some great time with them too. They were in fucking China. You know, when you are, you know, marching side by side by a bunch of Chinese guys at 1 a.m., it's like, you know what? I get it now. We're in this together. And it's like, hell yeah, go. And you do your traditional, like, little, you do the squat dance, and everyone does the squat dance as well. And you have no idea what anyone's saying, but that's not the, like, who cares? Who needs to learn what anyone's saying? I forgot. Yeah, it's one of the things with Foxhole that was interesting was that it was consistent. It was a consistent server across. You had one war zone, and you would fight on that war zone. That would be the only one you would fight on, and it would be just bloody fucking fighting. Like, I remember. I'll pull up the Foxhole. Oh fuck. Yeah, like, this is the Foxhole map. And you will fight tooth and nail over every single one of them. You know, God bless the wardens. We are getting fucking rolled though, Jesus. We're getting fucking rolled, and we're not doing too hot, but yeah, like, you will fight in these little points, tooth and nail. And you do get, like, instances, like, I remember fighting in Fisherman Row. This was a nightmare fight because it's a very tight little area you have to, like, fight through. I was mostly in this area, like, over here. Lynn of Mercy is a terrible fucking map, and it is awful to fight in. Deadlands is terrible to fight in. Lochmoor is terrible. All of this is just nightmares. Like, fighting over here, during our war, it was like War 87 or something like that. We got held down in fucking Westgate for so goddamn long. We bled, and it was just unfun. It was such a nightmare. And I should get back into it. I really should. I should relearn it. I had a lot of fun with it. Warden bros, we got too cocky. Wardens haven't been doing too hot, apparently. Wardens, I know there was the big war that was this long ass war where Wardens were down to like 2 provinces, and then they just surged out with a massive tank rush at like 1 in the morning everywhere. None of the collies were online. They did a mass tank rush across everything and took it. The big thing with Foxhole, the big consistent problem with Foxhole was always the clan guys were the ones who made the big pushes. They were the ones who made the calls, and they were the ones who stole all the resources. So it's like, it was hard to be like alone in any situation, because if you were alone in a situation, then you weren't doing anything. And then because then you got the fucking updates kept adding shit. They kept adding shit to the game, and it was like this constant state of like, oh, we're adding more, 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 more. And it was like, oh, do we have anything for the supply guys to like offset this? Do we have any? No. So you would have guys whose entire job it would be to drive trucks, manufacture stuff, drive more trucks. And it would be like, oh, well, we finally got everything we need. Can we start playing now? No. Because there was another helping of shit you had to do. And at the second the supply guy stopped doing something, it stopped being fun for everyone. There was entire supply guilds for a while. God, I remember the fucking supply outfits. They were all miserable people. I did trucking. I remember doing trucking for a while. That was unfun, by the way. I don't know if they fixed it. I'm hoping they fixed it. The thing is, being a supply guy was fun when it meant something. Because I remember, like, there was one time it was me and like a group of like 3 other guys. We ran into town, looted every single thing we could from any of the manufacturers. We were making orders. We were hauling ass across like 2-3 province. Like, we were hauling ass just trying to deliver guns to the front because we had no weapons. We had no ammo. It was getting real rough. We managed to hold that out just barely. Just barely. I think one of the more fond memories I have now. This is a memory of Foxhole. This is one of my very distinct memories of Foxhole. We were holding a bridge. And we were fighting over this bridge for a long time. And doing that, we were holding that bridge, and we're doing pretty well. We had some rough run, we were running out of shirts for a while. But we always getting supplies, and we're doing pretty good. But then, comes down from command, hey everyone, we're pulling back. We can't keep holding this location. And everyone's like, okay, this is perfectly reasonable. We don't have enough people, pretty much. And but then we noticed something. We noticed something a little bit odd. Supply guys have been dropping things off. We had 8 tanks nobody could access. Not one of us could get in those tanks because they were all clan locked. But if you're the enemy, you can get in those tanks because you can steal them. So we legitimately were sitting there, and I remember it was me and like a couple. There was about a dozen, I would say about 20 of us. And like one commander guy who was clearly way better at this than all the rest was like, guys, I don't think we can retreat. And I remember we had a conversation, and I was like, we can't fall back. They will get those tanks and we will lose. So we had to double down, and with barely fucking anything, we had to hold the collies on that fucking bridge for 2.5 hours of real time. 2.5 fucking hours of not going anywhere else, just constant assaults by collies. Constant. We'd bomb the bridge, they'd repair the bridge. We'd close the bridge, we'd bomb the bridge, they'd bomb the bridge. Move around. We'd call in artillery. They'd call in artillery. We had a boat show up at one point. It was just such a nightmare, and it was some of the most fun gameplay I've ever had. They added fucking fire trucks. Why did they add fire trucks? Why? Like, it was so much goddamn fun, and you meet some nice people on there. I don't know if how has Foxhole been doing? Because your factory will burn down. Of course, your factory will burn down. Of course. How's Foxhole on the Steam charts? Ooh. That's not, well, I mean, that's pretty decent. That's pretty decent for what Foxhole is, but they have had a lot of numbers kind of get bleed. Their numbers have been bleeding a little bit. And it's not bad. Like, yeah, this was like right here was the big update of the 2022 update. I haven't played in like Yeah, it's been kind of dipping recently, but I mean, and see, the problem with Foxhole is that like the second the players are gone, you can kind of see it's very consistent here. That's not very. This is not good, by the way. It's very consistent. God, this is oofy woofy, oomphy, everybody, oomphy. The thing is, if they're really consistent like this, it means that the same people are logging on constantly, and not anybody new or not anyone like. It's just the same people over and over again. But I can't really say anything. I play Chivalry too. I can fucking. Yeah. I play fucking Chivalry too. If you want to see pure agony, it's this. I love playing Chivalry too. I love this fucking game. It's super fun. You need to yell at Velvet another time. Because this isn't actually super accurate because they do have crossplay with Xbox and the Epic Game Store. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. It will get completely murked. Every update usually I did see a big update. Every update there'll be usually something going on because they fucking update it mid-war every time. And every time they update something mid-war, it's like, oh no, we gave somebody something like a gun that's like, oh wow, if you buy a tank killer, it'll immediately win every fight. I remember when the new tanks came out. Jesus Christ. Ugh. Yeah, no, Chivalry isn't doing too hot. I say that as someone who really likes playing Chivalry 2. Yeah, Chivalry 2 hasn't been doing too hot. Very, very consistently just due to the fact of because probably hotter than more. Let's check out Mordhau, everybody. We've gone off track. Mordhau Steve cards. Oh, about the same. About the same. It's the usual state of affairs. Yeah, the problem with Mordhau is that Mordhau was there to fill a gap with Chivalry. And it did fill a gap with Chivalry. The problem is Chivalry 2 came out, and Chivalry 2 is actually very easy to get into. Like, relatively speaking, like you can make it pretty odd and be like, oh, I want to counter feint and I want to, do some like stamina bullshit. You can do stuff like that, don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, you can also just slash wildly with a Highland sword and get pretty far in life. You shouldn't do that, and if you use a Highland sword around me, I will kill you. But what if the fan base of these types of games hate ease of use? See, that's the beautiful thing. It's like, Chivalry 2, you can be plenty easy, but it's just like, oh, well, I've mastered how to fucking ultra parry bullshit and the feints, and it's usually you can feint pretty reliably, and if you get a good, if you get good feints, if you get good perfect counters, like you could really mess someone's fucking day up. Yeah, Mordhau is weird, not casual enough, but also still fucked up enough that pro players do the half helicopter. Yeah, that's the thing with like Chivalry too. You can always tell who's really good because they'll start flailing around and they'll like do 360s with a fucking sword and just decapitate 4 fucking people. It's awful. But usually, like, I've fought like 3 guys at once before on fucking Chivalry 2, and I've won, and it's less like, yeah, because you all like rushed me at weird points, you weren't synchronizing your attacks very well. And it's like, oh yeah, let me just effortlessly counter all of you and just decapitate 3 of you because I'm a terrible human being. And I play Knight. Mordhau, the thing is, Mordhau always looked fun, but it never really, again, Mordhau was always Chivalry, but not. And that's like something it never really was able to escape. And, but hey, don't worry guys, Chivalry 2 has got its battle passes now. Ooh, Masons. Yeah, Mason. The only bad thing with Chivalry 2 is that I like the Masons. I think they're cool. But the Agathians in Chivalry 2 have the better voice lines. They have the better voices. They have the better things. They are just better. I like it. Let's make a PDF rants about pay to win. It's not a pay to win MMO. No, I'm not a pay to win MMO. That's what we should do on stream one day. We should just play Eve. It's just kind of like my setup is a little bit janky when it comes to gamings. You know what? Yeah, no. You know what? Okay, this Tuesday and Thursday, I will try to pick out a game to play. We're gonna play it. I mean, if anything, I could just play fucking Yomi Hustle. I can just play. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll play Yomi Hustle on stream, and you can all watch me get my shit rocked. I do like Yomi Hustle. Yomi Hustle's pretty fun. It's very awkward at first, but once I started kind of getting used to it, I'm like, okay, I kind of get how this is working. I've been playing Cowboy a lot. Because I like the gun. No idea how to counter robot, though. No fucking idea. You also missed a perfect opportunity to put it up to a vote for people paying you money. I don't want to do stuff like that because it's pretty inconsistent, and I don't want to be like, I'm doing video games now. I don't want to be known for video games. I'm still tabletop guy. Like even the Yick streams. The Yick streams were very much because of I was doing Soul Survivor. I'm like, I want to do this. And that's just do be that way. That just do be that, yes. I'm losing my fucking mind. Please send it. I am going legally insane. I am in desperate need of assistance. There is no hope for me. There is no rest for the wicked. I simply exist in a constant state of torment. Yeah, we got the final and most important action that you can take as a commander. The most important action that you are allowed to take. Click on the right fucking thing. Words of encouragement. Nothing occurs, but you made someone feel better. Good job, Commander. Yep, that is a literal option that you can choose, is to do nothing. You may be wondering, why would you choose to do absolutely nothing? And the answer is, there is no reason. You shouldn't do. You should always be doing something. But that won't stop people. There we go. Just we'll just leave. Actually, we'll put it right up here. Um. Blood is on your hands, Commander. Please do. This instead. We put you. What? That we kind of do a representation that they're getting attacked. Have fun. Their blood is on your hands, Commander. Do not waste it. No, it's the idea of the words of encouragement is because I needed one less like the no order one in case you legitimately do not want to do something. If you don't want to do anything, you do words of encouragement. It's I just want to sit in my trench. I want to sit here and let them rush against me. You can. Because there isn't really any moment which is just like just do nothing in any of these. It's usually you're doing something, you're moving. Usually the only time you will be doing this is I don't feel like you've already got the intelligence you need. You already have, you've already have things, kind of fixed up. You know where you gotta be. There's nothing to advance. It's we just need to sit here and wait. That's words of encouragement. And that means we can wireframe in this image right here. Okay. We just have some images. It's just images at this point. We are, in total, we're looking at about 31 pages in total. The images, I'm just going to have to hunt for them. They're not going to be too difficult to find, though. I need to find some way to make this look correct. We need to do some way to make this look correct. I want this to be like a leather cover, but I can't find a good leather texture that's going to work. So that's kind of a that's kind of like one of those things. Is like I don't really know how I want to do like the leather cover because there's a couple ways I can make that look to make it look nicer. I don't really know how I want that though. But yeah, we did the thing that I wanted to do today. Good job, team. We really were gaming. 3-hour stream of me slowly losing my mind, losing my marbles. Then don't need you anymore, everybody. Good job, team. We really did it. Now if I want to be... See, Here's what we can do now. We can do it live on stream. Let's make the schedule. All right, everybody? This is going to be fun. We can do it live on there. Live at the Roxy, everybody. Let's see. What should we do the theme for this? What should be the theme for this week? Let's see. We're going to be working on Napoleonics. We're going to be working on Eagles and Rifles this week, so let's try to do something Napoleonic. Owie zowie. Actually, this would be 1800s. So yeah, we can find. Napoleon in Russia, or actually, if we want to do this right, we can do something like that's gonna come out real chunky. Yeah, that's gonna come out chunky, little chunky. Don't like that. France and Fine Arts. Yeah, there's a lot. Actually, you know what we can do? War of the Triple Alliance. Yeah, if you want, we can do the funny war. We can do the War of the Triple Alliance, everybody. The war that legitimately was just awful for every single person involved. And this is like one of those wars, like, I didn't even, here's the thing, I didn't actually even learn about the War of the Triple Alliance until I started doing this project, until I started doing Eagles and Rifles, just because it's just not a war that anybody talks about in the States. I'm assuming like any of my Latin American viewers probably like, wow, it's amazing how you can't go over something like this, because it's like one of those wars for them. It's like this massive, like, continent defining like war and situation, and it was pretty fucking neat. Let's see, do we have a good... See, fucking all, like, it's a stock photo, ha ha ha. We do, let's do Barlow. I like Barlow, but we don't want to do Barlow as the header font. We want to do, what's a good header font, everybody? Let's learn, how's it... There we go. That's too big, 85. Live on air. We need a notepad. We do need a notepad, however. This would be Paraguay. Art. We get a good piece of artwork for them. What are they fucking called? What are they called? They are, the Uruguayan Army Uniform Militiana. Oh, God, what are they fucking called? They had a very specific name. Zava, there we go, Zouaves. You ever want just like a weird history of of military units? It's these fuckers because they originated in Tripoli, if I recall correctly. They got real famous, so other people started emulating just the way they look and the way they are, to the point where they just slowly became part of like a lot of militaries during that point, during that period of time. Unicorn tolerance. Nice get chopped off. No thing chopped off there, so we do that live on air. Don't really need to worry about the boots as much because your legs are going to be chopped off anyway when you get added to the image. Yeah, you get to see the live birth of a Note Sona, everybody. Hold your children tight because you're probably going to see this again sometime. Not too. There we go. Hello, very handsome man. We do that off. You want to maintain as much as physically possible. Here we go, here we go, here we add the notepad, we add the parasitic infection. Parasympathetic nervous system, you know how it goes. This we... Zouave caps. Do we have something... We have a better PNG. Do we have a PNG to work with? Like, what do you even refer to this hat as? Zouave... A cap? What is Zouave hat? Felt hats, truncated cone. Actually, that think that might fit a little bit. This is the traditional one. This is the one that people sometimes associated with it, but it's a little bit smooshed down. So maybe we do. Can we get a better one? Get a good look. Can we get a nice, good keppies? They're keppies, aren't they? Keppies are an interesting hat. The Japanese wore them. That was like their primary hat. We do that. Normally I like going with red for these things, but the officer's fairly nice. What am I looking for? We need to click on effects, artistic oil painting. Just reduce it down to nothing. There we go. We do something like that. It's going to blend it in a little bit nicer. We add border. As Law put it, I should stop with my protagonism. However, I am the protagonist of my own life, and you cannot stop me. Or do we go with the standard? You know what? We're gonna go with standard cap. I think that looks. Frame, wooden frame PNG. Fashion wooden frame. I like wooden frames. We all love wooden frames, don't we, everybody? Because wooden frames are very nice and they're very consistent. We throw you here, we open you up, we that, we this perhaps. I just read that's off kilter slightly. The T is getting cut off. We need to do 1, 2. Big. 1, 2. Band it out like that. You still clearly see the cavalry, but you still see the schedule. But that does mean I need to go here a little bit. We select all you. Cut off when you shouldn't be. Keep it within no, let's go to Barlow. We'll do Barlow. Barlow's a fun font. Barlow condensed. We Mondays. Would you hate Mondays? I'm secretly becoming Garfield. Wednesday, Thursday. Nice and simple, nice and easy. So, Monday, we're going to be doing the Eagles and Rifles. Redux Preliminary. That's what we're going to be doing. That's going to be priority. Actually, Eagles and Rifles. I changed the names. It's Grasping Toward Heaven. I'm not 100% sure on the name yet. I will probably ask people what they think what the name should be. Because there's like the idea behind it was that like, oh yeah, I want it to be a little bit more dramatic because I like giving every redux like a little bit of a more special name. Like, yeah, this is a redux. Like, this is a brand new version of this, and that means Wednesday is going to be the Eagles and Rifle redux, new number 1, and then there we go. So Tuesday. What are we doing today? So let's check the schedule. Let's check my board here real fast. What are we doing right here? I didn't want to do things too exciting. That makes sense. I didn't want to do things like super intense. Why don't we do... What's a good reliable one? It's been a bit at least. You know what? Okay, let's do Perrin's... You know what? Let's do, we go. Notepad's little opinion on Perrin's Mecha because we like Perrin's Mecha, and then on Thursday we can do we'll do the Eclipse Phase Detox on Thursday. And then next week, oh god, what are we going to be doing this next Saturday? I don't know. Well, we could probably... What will we be doing next Saturday? Is there anything really exciting to do? I don't... You know what? I'm gonna mark it as... I don't know. I don't know. Nah, I know it. Yeah, we'll play Saturday by ear, I think. Yep, here is the 220 schedule. Let me just put it right here. Let me put it, schedules. This is the 220 schedule. A little bit big, but it should work. And that will close us off for the day. Alright, thank you all for watching. My name is Notepad Anna. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, or morning, or whatever time it is. Do a flip! I will see you all tomorrow, which we'll be going over funny games about standing in a line and getting shot. Goodbye, and good luck.